Hello, welcome. I would like to share with you some impressions or uh, evidences that I got throughout of the learning process of the listening approaches. What did you set out to reach? Well, I try hard to teach them strategies and ways to improve their listening skills as well as different techniques to gather principles of concepts related to communication by listening and comprehension everything around. Were you able to accomplish your goals? Actually, yes, for sure. I was able to implement the strategies and uh, check results and envision all of them. What teaching materials did you use? How effective were they? I normally use materials such as whiteboard, markers, image reports, piece of papers, books, tracks, and CDs. They are really effective at the moment to develop those kind of strategies and learning process. What techniques did you use? Basically, everything revolves around PPP, presentation, practice, produced. And as an approach in teaching, I use different kind of techniques, but I always put into practice therapeutic one. That is my style. In addition, handle guides, instruction in order to show and explain uh, examples and evidences, model strategies, demonstrate tasks, clarify concepts, define vocabulary, and scaffold steps. What grouping of arrangements did you use? I usually get my students to work in pairs or trios when it's a kind of assessment. That agreement will change absolutely to individual modality. Education wise, I have them make a panel arrangement of the classroom in order to spot who is a weaker student and try to alternate the roles in order to get better results and level up the uh, English foreign language handle into the classroom. Was your lesson teacher dominated? Actually, actually, and indeed, yes. I mean, it was. I normally do my best in order to let them know the goal and the main concern of the session. What kind of teachers-student interaction occurred? Well, here we can say that I always use community language learning in order to foster the rapport among students and the relationship between students versus teacher, as well as total physical response to complete the task and the aims. Did anything amusing or unusual occur? Yes, my students used to be so serious at the moment to receive any directions or an order. Nowadays, the relationship is so nice and friendly, and in the past, they would struggle with the listening rehearsals. They didn't like them, as a matter of fact. But now they ask me to carry out them all the time. Did you have any problems with the lesson? Not really. Quite the contrary, the results exceeded the expectations, roughly speaking. Did you do anything differently than usual? No, not really. I just followed the protocols of the college, and perhaps what was really different was carrying out a self interview. That was really different. What kind of decisions making did you employ? Mm, Basically, everything revolved around the kind of topic and students that I had chosen. As a teacher, we are used to changing the strategy and approach all the time, but when it comes to carry out a production, we need to show evidences of exercises. It's quite different because it's necessary to implement new decisions in order to avoid falling down in exaggerations. Did you depart from your lesson plans? If so, why? Did the changes make the things better or worse? Actually, I did it due to I had to show evidences and emphasize the strategies and approaches. And be honest with you, the changes were really positive and improved the quality and the interaction of my sessions. Was pretty cool, be honest with you. What was the main accomplish of the lesson? The main one was the fact that my students were capable to catch the main idea immediately. Perhaps I only had to repeat the track a couple of times in order to carry out the complete activity, but it was really regarding that my pupils could change their mind and did their best and went a extra mile. Which parts of the lesson were most successful? Mm, as a matter of fact, all the parts of the lesson were great and outstanding, but if I had to choose one, I would say that was the second elicit of the activity and the disclosure of the session, basically. Which parts of the lesson were least successful? The least successful part of the lesson was the warm up. It's common, as a matter of fact, because the students didn't get acquainted with the neologisms and techniques. And, sometimes it's complicated because they don't like to learn by heart anything, and catch the main idea at first glance is complicated for them, but they changed their mind and did their best. Would you teach the lesson differently if you taught it again? Yes, if I had the opportunity to teach the lesson again, I could do it using different techniques of listening, not only top down process, bottom up one. Uh, I would like to insert others. Was your philosophy of teaching reflected in the lesson? Actually, it was. My philosophy and vision of the education were reflected on this class at the moment to put into practice all the elements of the different approaches. Actually, I did it. Did you discover anything new about your teaching? Wow, it's a reflexive question. I suppose yes. Actually, I found many different opportunity areas which I needed to explore and insert in my sessions, such as detecting the type of teaching approach more suitable to the kind of students that uh, I am working on. What changes do you think you should make in your teaching? Interesting question. I reckon that I should have taught before different kind of envision of listening lessons, since I only used to pay attention to the general aspects of pedagogy in class, but not only listening approaches what is necessary and paramount, but also different kind of motivation, uh, using different ideas and techniques into the same.